Hi, my name is Sean Patel. I'm a part of Good Parents, along with Mullen, Ellie, and Greg. This is Ava. Ava is a stay-at-home mom, and she's 35 years old. She has 3 kids. Her kids are aged 8, 10, and 12. All 3 of her kids are sports athletes, and every single weekend, at least one of her kids has either a sports game or a sports tournament. So Ava's always in a rush in the morning to help prepare the kids and take them to the game. And Ava, her kids use water bottles for the games, and sometimes Ava forgets to either wash the water bottle or it just doesn't dry quick enough. And now she has a problem. If Ava's water bottle takes 3 hours to dry and she washes it for 3 times a week for 52 weeks a year, that is 468 hours spent a year drying your water bottle. And sometimes her kids also complain that the water begins to smell over time. This is primarily because of buildup of bacteria. For example, if a water bottle goes unwashed for a week straight, over 300,000 bacteria cells can build up per square centimeter. Introducing the drip dryer. The drip dryer is a double-sided cleaning product that will wash and dry the insides of water bottles while making sure to get each edge and corner. The water bottle will save time from air drying, and it will also prevent it from smelling as it will wash it thoroughly, and it saves space than the traditional air rack. The drip dryer consists of 3 parts: the bristles, the silicone handle, and the microfiber cloth. The bristles is to wash the water bottle, and the microfiber cloth is to dry them, as you can see in this demo over here. And the silicone handle is just so you can hold it. Oh, and then our color addressable market is 33 billion. We found this because there's 331 million people in the U.S., and then on average, each person spends around $100 on reusable water bottle products. And our serviceable addressable market is 223 million, and we found this because there are 85 million mothers in the U.S., and 40% of them have 2 or more kids, and 14% of them make over $100,000 a year. And we're selling a water bottle for $19.99.
These are psychographics. For a mother that stays at home and works with her kids all day long, her kids will go to school and they'll have after-school activities and sports. She'll need to clean a water bottle for them every night, and she'll have to dry it as well. Our demographics are for mothers between ages 35 and 45 that are married and have 2 or more kids. Their kids will also participate in sports activities. That they need to have a water bottle ready minimum 3 to 4 times a week and needs to be dried and cleaned every day for them. Our geographics are for mothers that live in Barrington, also families that live in Barrington. We would also like to try to expand and see towns outside of Barrington and other school districts as well for sports athletes. Our main competitors are mostly indirect competitors such as air drying racks and scrub day. The air drying racks can clean multiple water bottles at a time, but it also takes a very long time to do so and takes up a lot of space in the kitchen. It also doesn't dry your water bottle fully and can lead to bacteria on the bottoms of your water bottle. That can be harmful for the next person using it. Also, Scrub Day is a sponge that it works really well for cleaning your water bottles, but does not have an efficient way to dry your water bottle at all. Our product is a washer and dryer combined into one to do it fast, efficiently, and easy to save you a lot of time.
So on to our pricing. We interviewed 62 moms, and 45% of them were willing to pay $20 or more for a product. 22% were paying $10 to $20, and 32% are paying $5 to $10. So we decided to sell our product at $19.99. The materials we use are going to cost about $15, and you can view how much each costs. We are taking our materials off of Amazon. We also will be making a one-time purchase from the manufacturer Forms Labs to create a mold. This costs $20. We will also be in the future implementing more molds and possibly adding 2 more to make it more efficient when producing our product. Now on to our overview. We will be charging $19.99 per product, and it costs $15 to make. This is making a gross profit margin of 25.01%. In our first year, we are planning to sell 499 products, and our gross profit will be $2,989. Our year 1 revenue will be around $10,000. Directly, we will be selling our product on the website, through our website, because we have noticed there's an advance in technology as retail stores are going down. We will also be selling our product indirectly through Amazon. Here's an example of one of our Facebook ads we may implement. And this is an example of our goal is to reach 100,000 people, and 400 people will purchase our product.
Now let's take a look at our MVP plan. Now our prototype MVP plan consists of 3 main steps to help validate our customer segment and our business model. We plan on manufacturing the product, distributing our drip dryers, and receiving qualitative and quantitative feedback from our customers. Now we're going to make 10 drip dryers, and we're going to give it out to 10 moms. We're going to give it to them for 2 weeks, and they will have to pay no price. Now after the 2 weeks, we're going to ask the moms to take a survey where we will obtain qualitative information on how to improve our product. And we're going to get our quantitative information from how many moms actually purchase our product at the end of their 2-week free trial. We hope that 7 moms out of the 10 will actually buy our product after the 2 weeks. Now let's take a look at our timeline of how we're going to implement our prototype MVP. First, we're going to start manufacturing. In theory, if we receive funding, it will be late February, beginning of March, when we'll start manufacturing our products and getting the supplies needed to build it. Once we obtain all the products and form labs and sponges and bristles, the base and all of that, we're going to put it all together as a group, and hopefully that's finished by the middle of March. Then at the end of March, we're going to distribute our product, and then after the 2 weeks, which ideally is beginning or middle of April, we're going to receive our feedback on how to improve our product. And then after that, we can adjust our product based off the feedback that we receive from the 10 moms. We are asking for $500 because it costs $170 to make 10 drip dryers. And we are also going to be using $100 of our funding to launch target Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok ads. We plan on reaching 12,000 to 15,000 moms using this money to advertise. We are also going to be spending the rest of the money on improving our product after the 2 weeks is up and we receive qualitative information from them. So that is how we're going to implement the rest of our money in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for listening, and remember, drip dryers are water on desire.
How do you clean the drip dryer?
So that's one thing we're trying to figure out. We really have our microfiber towel that we're going to sell individually. We hope to sell individually, and it's going to be easily replaceable, so you can put the dryer back on or take it off.
I liked your video that you did at the beginning. It was pretty cool to see exactly how you're using it, playing devil's advocate a little bit. I can't just put it in your water bottle in the washing machine or the dishwasher and then just let it air dry there, because if you're going to use it every day, you're just going to pull it out, you're going to fill it with water, put the lid on it, and send it away every day. So I'm trying to wrap my head around how much bacteria is really going to be made in that little span of time.
Yeah, so our product is mainly for moms with a lot of kids, and they have trouble just air drying a ton of water bottles on the sink, because if their kids have multiple water bottles, they're not being used. So when they're not being used, it's just easier to just dry them and then just throw them in the their drawer for storage and space. So they don't have to take up the water bottles. Air drying don't have to take as much space next to the sink.
What about the specific point about the washing machine? Like, why is that is that a viable, are you offering an improvement on the washing machine? Dishwasher. Or dishwasher, I'm sorry.
Technically, it is easy to dishwash, but that also takes time when you look at it. It's just easier to fill it up with soap and just wash it directly with our product. And so it saves a lot of time, and it also saves dishwasher space, so you can clean more dishes.
I think a lot of them you can't dishwash, right?
Some of them
Some
are
of
not
them-
Yeah, some of the
They're not
plastic you
dishwasher safe,
can't.
like the Yetis,
Right.
you know?
I was going to say, I don't even think the dishwasher works really well
Yeah.
as a dryer,
Right.
because
Because it's got it all the way up.
the openings
Yeah.
are so small that
Uh-huh.
there's not enough air circulation to dry it.
I think for customer segment, you can go much broader than busy moms. Because I'm thinking also of mothers of newborns, where those parents, dads included, are really hyper in terms of getting baby bottles,
They're sanitizing
nursing
everything.
bottles, getting clean.
At
But
least with the
also-
first kid.
You use the first one, and the next you just let them survive. And then the other world is the athletic camping, all that, where perhaps skiers, hikers have got bladders, water bladders, and all the gizmos that come with it that need to be cleaned. Otherwise, the next time you look into it, it's covered in black mold. So think about that, because you potentially have a bigger world. And then for adults who enjoy a glass of something in the evenings, those cleaners come in really handy so your wine glasses don't break off from the stems. So you potentially have got a bigger marketplace, which doesn't mean that you don't have a focus of where you start. So I'm all good with that. And just a tip to Mr. Howard's question when he asked, how do you clean this thing? You put it in your dishwasher and let it get washed that way.
You, first off, great presentation, and I really appreciate the MVP timeline and all that kind of stuff. That kind of detail is exactly what we're looking for, and like, how would you use the money? And you did a really good job of explaining that, so thank you for that. Last thing is, on the design, like, not quite, the handle in the middle, like, it doesn't, like, if you actually are meant to hold it there, I don't see how it actually works. It seems like you almost wanna like hit the bristles to kind of get in there. So just like, which it just speaks to, the sooner you can get a prototype of this and actually get it in the hands of people using it, the better off you are. But I thought it was a really good idea.
Does it make sense to maybe make two different prototypes and let, try out two different?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like 5 moms get this prototype in 5 months.
And dads too.
Your cost of goods sold and MSRP are way too close. If Target comes knocking and you have 25% margin built in, you're not gonna be able to supply that. So think ahead of maybe indirect opportunities coming up. You wanna make sure you have enough headroom there to react to those. And then, so I kind of have this problem in my house. I have an entire cabinet full of water bottles, and I don't even use them. I don't know where they all come from. And cleaning them is an issue, and I think with water bottles, it's mostly water. I think people are kind of like, this is water, now how dirty could it be, right? So educating the customer on the issue, I think is important for the business. So there might be some research on exactly what happens if you don't wash these water bottles, right? They need to be washed because of all this. People underwash, and this is causing bacteria and stuff. I'd like to see I like the design. You obviously need something, long and slender, ergonomical for cleaning the bottles. But maybe think about air drying instead of the microfiber. You solve your issue with how do I clean the microfiber and all that. And these bottles, mostly in my countertop, they just stand there. But I've got them on like a rubber mat kind of thing. Not a lot of airflow is getting under there. Kind of pick it up. It's all moist in there, right? So think about it. You've got the standing suction cup type of thing, scrubbing it, letting it air dry on its own thing. Think about the design. Totally hear it on the handle. Can't hold it in the middle.
And use your testers for feedback. Like to Margarita's point, there's, if I had one of those, if I could home it, it was laying on my counter and I had 3 days to test it, I would, maybe design into your questioning or your survey or your testing materials, can you think of 3 other things or whatever. I mean, you may get some good feedback from the people that are using it for this one purpose. To all of a sudden, it makes sense for something unrelated to the, dishes.
I think you really did a great job. I agree that the video really pulled me in. I like to see it in action. That was really smart to put that at the beginning. You might want to do a little bit more research on a lot of the water bottles can't be put in the dishwasher because they'll leach the plastic into the drink. So I think maybe being a little bit more prepared on that front would also help you as a selling point.
You guys come up with this
Where'd you guys go to take a look at what is available to clean this type of thing? What kind of stores did you go to?
Well, so, I mean, so are you asking like our kind of competitors?
Yeah.
Okay, so we looked online, we also see in Jewel that there are like specifically brush cleaners that clean your water bottle,
Okay.
but nothing really dries your water bottle. And to your point, my mom has this problem where she always has a ton of water bottles air drying next to her sink, and she'd rather just air dry, other pots and pans.
Okay,
But, yeah, she can't find anything that
okay.
both.
So
cleans and-
research baby products,
Mhm.
because I think you'd find a lot of ideas there, as well as camping gear, hiking gear, that kind of stuff. All right, could you put up your ask again? 500 to do what?
500 we're
For
gonna,
prototypes?
for the prototypes and, yeah, and some on advertising as well.
If you guys can allocate $100 to target ads, you may want to hold off until you have a product that, you're happy with, or start off and move money towards that.
Yep.
I'm still okay with the 500 ask, just in
Yeah.
allocation, I think, is a good point.
Make more prototypes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Less.
Yeah, that's great.
Prototypes,
Or using just for feedback.
yeah,
good.
quickly.
500 prototypes, right?
Prototypes.
Yep.
Got it.
All right, good luck, guys.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you.